All right, everyone, the exam is officially over. So let's not waste any time. We're going to jump right in and break down the 2026 Class 10 Math Standard Paper piece by piece.
Okay, so you've just walked out of that exam hall. I know exactly what's on your mind. That one big question. So let's just get straight to the answer, shall we?
First things first, let's talk about the overall verdict. What's the big picture here? What are the experts, the teachers, what are they all saying about how difficult this paper really was?
And the consensus is in. The paper has been rated as moderate. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, it wasn't a total cakewalk, for sure, but it also wasn't designed to be impossible. It really just hit that sweet spot right in the middle.
But let's dig a little deeper, because moderate can mean a lot of things, right? So what did it mean for this paper? First off, it was very concept-based. This wasn't about rote memorization. It was about really understanding the concepts. The good news? It was pretty balanced across all the topics. Now, here's something a lot of students felt. It was a little bit lengthy. Time management was key. But, and this is the big one, if you had your NCERT textbook down pat, this paper was totally manageable. Okay, so to really get a feel for this paper, we've got to unpack it. Let's go section by section and see what was going on. Let's kick things off with Section A, the MCQs. This is the first thing you see, and it really sets the tone for the whole exam for a lot of people. So here's the deal with Section A. These were not your simple one glance and you're done kind of MCQs. Nope. A lot of them were actually a little lengthy. You had to do some real calculations for some of them. It wasn't just about plugging a number into a formula you memorized. And that meant, you guessed it, careful reading was absolutely essential to avoid those silly mistakes. All right, moving on to the middle of the paper, Sections B and C. This is the short and medium answer part, and this is where your core conceptual understanding was really put to the test. And you know what? This part of the paper really just goes to show you the power of that NCERT textbook. Most of these questions were based directly on NCERT concepts, so if you knew your stuff and you wrote down the proper steps, scoring here was actually pretty straightforward. Even those case study questions, which can sometimes throw a curveball, were apparently quite logical. And now for the main event, the heavy hitters. Let's talk about Section D, the high-stakes, long-answer questions. With this section, it was all about the journey, not just the destination. I mean, getting the right answer was important, of course, but you had to show exactly how you got there with proper, detailed steps. The geometry questions, especially from the circles chapter, demanded a super clear understanding of the theorems. And those algebra word problems, yeah, they were application-based. But from what we're hearing, they were totally doable if you were well prepared. So, after breaking all that down, you might be asking, what was the winning formula? What separated a good score from a great one? Let's dive into the keys to success. Okay, this is a huge takeaway. This paper wasn't just a math test. It was a race against the clock. Because it was a bit on the lengthy side, your ability to manage your time, to pace yourself effectively from beginning to end, that was an absolutely crucial factor in your final score. So what was the secret sauce for getting a high score? Well, it's not really a secret. It's a formula, and this slide lays it out perfectly. Step 1, the foundation of everything. Master your NCERT properly. Then, build on that by practicing with previous year questions. After that, you solve multiple sample papers to get that real exam feel. And for that extra edge, you dive into the NCERT exemplar. That was the path. All right, now for the moment I know you've all been waiting for. After looking at the paper's difficulty and structure, what kind of scores can we realistically expect? Let's talk numbers. This chart really paints a clear picture. So for students who had, let's say, an average level of preparation, scoring somewhere in that 60 to 70 range is a pretty realistic expectation. For those who put in some solid work and had good prep, you're probably looking at the 75 to 85 range. And for the students who really went all in, had strong conceptual clarity and practiced a ton, scoring 90 plus was absolutely achievable on this paper. And listen, here's something you absolutely cannot forget. Your final score isn't just about that last number you write down. The way you presented your answers, showing all your work, that's going to play a very important role because of step marking. Every step counts. Okay, let's bring this all home. What's the final message here? What's the most important thing for you to be thinking about right now? This right here, this is probably the most important slide of them all. I want you to really listen. Whether you walked out of there feeling like that was the hardest paper ever, or you walked out thinking, hey, that was pretty easy, It doesn't matter. Your next move is exactly the same. Don't get stuck worrying. Don't overcalculate every little mistake you think you made. The mission now is simple. Focus on your next exam. Just let this sink in for a second. Board exams are a marathon, not a sprint. They're about your consistency across the board, not about how you did on this one single paper. It's the sum of all your efforts. So here's what truly matters now. You need to acknowledge the hard work you've already put in. Seriously, you've been studying for months. Trust in that preparation. Have some confidence in yourself and everything you've learned, and carry that energy forward. And so, we're going to leave you with one final thought, one question to ask yourself. Think about the whole experience today. What is the one lesson, the one single takeaway that you will carry forward with you into your next exam? Figure that out, hold on to it, and use it. All the very best.